Hi, good afternoon, Gary. How are we doing?
I'm doing fine, thanks, Rihan.
What was that
Yeah,
funny gesticulation you were doing with
I
your
was
hand?
counting you in. Three, two, one. Dusty bin.
Oh,
Sorry.
oh, good old Ted Rogers.
You can edit that out. You can edit. Now, before we get started, that Dusty bin. Who ever understood the rules of that program? I
I think,
didn't. I'm sorry.
and I don't think Dusty Bin did either. I think it was just Ted Rogers.
Yes.
Yeah,
Bless Ted Rogers. All right.
yeah.
Yeah. Bless him.
Anyway, so how's your week been then?
Well, it's been different, Rihan. I've got to admit. It's been home based. Oh, that's the phone ringing. It's fine. I'll leave it. We'll go over to message in a
You want to
minute.
get it? Get it.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
You can't talk and listen at the same time.
No, I can't. I can't. Anyway, so how has my week been? It's been fine. Obviously, it's been a complete change. It's almost like the world has changed completely. The way that we interact with each other, the way that we interact with our clients, our customers, our prospects, the way that we do business, it all seems to have been thrown up in the air, and now we work a different way.
Yeah,
And we talk a lot in the HR world about change management and putting in change management programs and so forth. Well, this is like you've just been dropped in this. So one of the things that happen with any change in life is, first of all, that you go through that sort of, it's like a valley and you go through and you think this is not happening to me, and then sometimes you get angry and frustrated, and then you eventually get to the point where you accept, and when you accept the new way, the change, that's when you start to come up out of the valley and you start to look at the new possibilities. So I think the beginning of the week I was a certain part of the valley, and now at the end of the week, looking back, I'm looking down now and I'm thinking, well, I'm on my way up. Never going to be the same again, but there's a movement.
yeah.
Somebody once said, I don't know who the philosopher was. It might have been you actually, but no, I don't think it was. The good news is, well, the bad news is nothing is permanent. The good news is nothing is permanent. It's balancing that together.
Yeah,
Nothing is permanent. It's good news and it's bad news.
yeah. I think it's interesting you you mentioned change because we forget that actually change is all around us all the time.
Yeah.
It's just that in this instance, it's impacted everybody all at once. I mean, for me personally, the world of work has been kind of centered around we're not in an office anymore, we're working from home,
That's right.
which, I do find difficult to understand because I've been working from home for many, many years.
Yeah.
And however, I do sympathize with people who, if someone said to me, next week you've got to travel into an office every day, that would be a massive upheaval. And I think when you get used to doing things in a certain way, you remember not to take those things for granted.
Absolutely.
So initially when it happened, it was like, yeah, I work from home anyway, so things are fine.
Yeah.
And then suddenly, oh, the schools are closing, the kids are home, my wife's home, and do you know what?
Yeah.
It was a challenge, even for me at the start of the week. But I think we found a rhythm, to be honest, at home.
Yeah.
And I've realised that it's been quite liberating. This whole idea of having to balance work and life.
Yeah.
They're not two separate things.
No.
It's not either or. It just is. It's life.
It's an expression of who you are, isn't it? They're all aspects of who you are.
Yeah.
And
and I think
we're sounding very zen, aren't we? And sort of very philosophical in this. But I think that there's a truth in that we've acceptance.
Yeah, and in the hard world of business, where it's all about, you know, your customers and the numbers and the share price and all of that is very, very important, because that's what makes the world turn economically. You know, it contributes to people's standards of living and everything. But I think the organizations that will come out of this, that will do well, you know, are the ones that are primarily, have been and are and will be focused on the people, and adapt how they do things, you know, in their markets and with the customers around the people that they have. So you know, for me, as I sit here talking to you, I feel positive, I feel upbeat.
Same.
I'm you know, very, very grateful for what I do have. I'm not focusing on the things that I think might happen, you know, and those things that I think might happen, how much control do I have on them?
Well, they're outside that circle of control, aren't they? So
absolutely,
you can't impact them. You can't. All what we can do is impact the things that we can control, and one of those things is to do as we're told in terms of social distancing and washing hands, and that's a practical thing that we can do that will help to beat this nasty little virus.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's all good. The sun's still shining.
And also I've got something to report. I did my first foray out into the fair town of Stone and to the local Aldi. With much fear and trepidation, not knowing what was awaiting me, but with an expectation of some sustenance to take me forward into the next week. And the good thing is I queued for about 15 minutes outside, which is fine, one in, one out. And lo and behold, as I walked into the Aldi, in front of me was a row of tender stem broccoli.
Hallelujah.
With a restriction of 4 packets per person. That's fine. That will do me. So I took my 4. I'm not stockpiling. They will be eaten.
So you've
I was happy. I was happy.
Excellent. I'm glad to hear that. So you've got your full complement of greens.
I've got my greenery for the week. Yes.
Yeah.
I even managed to find some asparagus tips.
Well, there you go. That says a lot about the social class of people living in
I am not kidding you. I tell you what, you know, we've got the widest, that particular Aldi has got the widest parking spaces in Stone. The reason being is it's all those Range Rovers that have to park. And
well, there you go.
Yes.
So you managed to get your Porsche. You managed to get your Porsche Cayenne in then.
No, do you mean my little mini Clubman?
Oh, that's your I thought that was your weekend car, Gary.
No, my weekend car is my scooter, and then not a mobility scooter either. But there is no weekends in that sense. We have to stay in, don't we? So
there you go. It's just one long holiday.
Yes.
And on that note, thanks, Gary. It's been great catching up with you again. And
have a great weekend. And speak to you probably over the course of the weekend and into next week.
Absolutely. Take care.
Cheerio.
Cheers.